Oscar and Tony Award winner Helen Mirren has starred in dozens of projects, from the TV drama Prime Suspects to the films Gosford Park and The Queen. And now she stars in one of my favorite shows on anything, the Yellowstone prequel 1923. Mirren plays Cara Dutton, wife of Jacob Dutton, played by Harrison Ford. And the series explores how the Dutton family fights to keep their ranch during the early 20th century. It is a gorgeous, great show. The show's debut in December, in fact, became Paramount Plus's most watched premiere ever in the U.S. I added to that, Katie and I talked with Helen Mirren about the show's success, how she prepared for this role, and what we can expect in season 2. We started with a clip from the series.
It's vengeance you seek. Never mind he'll be arrested in the morning. You'd rather put the bullet in him yourself. Then it's you in prison, and the ranch is lost all the same. You think it's you who suffered the most? How would you know? You were asleep half the time. Well, I bathed you and spoon-fed you like an infant. I wiped like an infant. Well, I shoveled graves between unanswered prayers.
And Helen Mirren joins us now. That is a great scene in a great show, and it's wonderful to be with you. In the disclosures category, Helen, I think I should tell you I've seen every episode, and as you may know, they came out at 3 a.m. on Sundays every week, one per week, and we would put the kids to bed as early as humanly possible on Sunday night so my wife and I could watch. So it's truly a thrill here.
Well, that's dedication. Thank you.
We are a committed household. As I understand it, you took this role on without actually seeing a script beforehand. I take it that is not the normal order of things.
That is definitely not the normal order of things. With Taylor Sheridan, he said, no, I'm not going to let you read a script. There is no script. Because I like to write to the person who I know is playing the role, which I thought was a great concept. And then, of course, Harrison. And the fact that Harrison and I argue about this. He said, I only took it because you were going to be in it. And I say, I only took it because you were going to be in it. So we don't quite know which one, stepped up first.
Yeah, I want to get to Harrison in a moment. But since you mentioned Taylor Sheridan, he must have seen something fierce in you, because if he wrote the character for you, I have to say this character is ferocious. She is strong. She is not to be meddled with. How did you connect with the character?
I think for the strength of the character, there is no question that these women, these pioneer women, must have been extraordinarily strong in a way that we can't comprehend now. But in the wilds of the West, it was every man and woman for him or herself. Survival was the most important thing. So these people, men and women, were extraordinarily strong characters.
The series grabs viewers from the very first scene, which happens to be you in an armed confrontation with a wounded man, you with a shotgun, him trying to load a pistol, and a primal scream. What was the kind of training and research process like for not only embodying this character from 1923, but handling their world?
I've had practice with guns before because I played a sniper in Red 1 and 2. So I had gun training before, but also riding the buggy. When Taylor asked me to do it, I immediately said, I don't ride. I've been on the back of a horse many times. I've fallen off the back of a horse many times. So I'm not a rider. He said, don't worry, I'll put you in a buggy. But I had to learn how to drive a buggy. And I came to love my buggy and my horse who pulled my buggy.
You're terrific in the buggy scenes, very imposing even then. So Harrison Ford, I believe the first time that you acted alongside one another was in the 80s, and as it happens, you were husband and wife in that movie as well. And he says it feels like you've been married for 40 years. How does it feel from your perspective?
A very strange marriage where we haven't seen each other for like 30 years. But seeing each other again was weirdly very, very familiar. It was as if we'd been in each other's pockets all this time. He carries the charisma of being the film star that he is with such ease. I think that's what gives him such incredible screen presence.
Well, when we're talking about strength and ferocity, your nephew in the show, Spencer, we are awaiting his return from overseas. Do we think we'll see him early in season 2?
I hope so, because I don't know if I can write many more letters saying, you've got to come home, Spencer, we need you. I think I'll go give up writing letters. Say, okay, if you're not coming home, I'm not writing any more letters. I suspect we'll see him in Montana. I hope so.
I certainly hope so. I think there's something about the dame that precedes your name that is imposing, you being this woman of rank there in the UK, that people are surprised when you take on roles like Queenie in the Fast and Furious franchise, which I understand you're coming back for, and it's actually based on a family member. Talk to me about that.
Yes, it is. My aunt, she was the 13th of 14 children, my mum, and one of my aunts was called Queenie, Auntie Queenie. So I kind of based Queenie's character on my Auntie Queenie. And also it's funny because I played the Queen, so I thought that was quite funny.
Season 1 of 1923 streams on Paramount+. It is awesome. Check it out.